Now that you have your guidelines set up, you're ready to start hatching and cross-hatching. I recommend using a thin Sharpie marker to do your hatching and cross-hatching. However, if you only have a black marker, use what you have, no big deal. How when we hatch and cross-hatch, we're creating a sense of value, lightness and darkness. The less hatching you do, the lighter it's going to look. A single hatch has the least amount of lines, and as you add more, it darkens the value. So I'm going to do single hatches on my bear's ears, but as I get closer to his face, I'm going to put them a little closer together. And even though I'm not doing a double crosshatch, the value is still a little darker because my lines are closer together. You can see it's going from light to dark. Now on the inside of my ear, there's less light, so I want a darker value. So I'm going to do my first single hatch, and I'm going to make these a little closer together, and then I'm going to come in and do my crosshatch. You can see I'm taking my time. These lines should be nice and neat. And as I get closer, I think I'm even going to do a third hatch on that one. So things are getting lighter and darker. When you hatch around the eyes, you can decide how light you want it to look. I might start with a single hatch, and maybe as I get towards the bottom of my eyes, I'm going to put the single hatch a little bit closer, just to darken that value and keep it a little bit lighter as I get to the top. You don't have to do your hatching the same way as me. I'm just giving you some suggestions. Now, when you get to the face, you want to have a plan. My plan is to do single hatching and then do some double and cross hatching as I get in closer to the nose. So I'm not starting at the top just because I want to show you an example in this middle area here. And you can use a little bit of a curvy line if you want. Since our bear's face is round, that curved line will create more of a sense of form, make it look a little more 3D. Now I'm going from the top of my guideline to the bottom of my guideline. And as I get closer to the snout and the nose, my lines, I'm going to make them closer together. Because if you think about it, the closer you get to this nose, the darker the value is going to be because it's seeing less light. Now, I'm going to come in a little bit with a crosshatch. And it's important when you're doing this to take your drawing and pull it away from you a little bit and look at it from a distance. You'll really be able to see how the value, the lightness and darkness is working. And if you think an area should be a little darker, go ahead and add a double crosshatch, a triple crosshatch, or 4 even, if you need to. This is going to take some time. You want your lines to look neat. This is creating the texture on the bear's face, so like fur, but we don't want it to look rough and sloppy like the bear's having a bad hair day. We do want it to look nice and neat. I'm going to put in a little bit of a cross right there. I'm looking at it from a distance and continuing on. Now I